Hello everyone, welcome to the video on Target GPAT 2022 MCQ series. In this video, I am going to explain about organic chemistry concepts that were tested in all previous GPAT examinations. This is the part 1 and the remaining things will be discussed in the next coming videos. This is my YouTube channel. If you like the video content, do subscribe and share the video. Let's get into the class. Now look at this. See, arrange the following Lowry-Bronsted acids into their decreasing order of acidity. That means from highest to lowest. Now let us understand what you mean by Lowry-Bronsted acid-base concept. Now according to this concept, a species which donates a proton is acid, and a species which accepts a proton donor is acid, proton acceptor is base. Now look at the options we have got. We have an alcoholic group is given, water is given, acetylenic group is given, and amine is given. Now out of all of them, look at this water species, H2O. Now H2O can give H plus and OH minus. Now according to this theory, if something donates H plus, it becomes an acid. Now the important thing is this conjugate base. If this conjugate base stabilizes these electrons, this will be stable. It will not recombine with proton. So proton availability increases and it becomes a good acid. This is the concept. Now see, this OH minus can stabilize this negative charge. The reason is oxygen, which has got very good electronegativity. So out of all the species, H2O ranks first as an acid because it can easily donate a proton and a stabilized OH minus. Now the important thing is oxygen electronegativity. Now the next one is ethanol, C2H5OH. Now this one also donates a proton and releases ethoxide. Again, look at this, the negative charge is concentrated on this oxygen. Oxygen can stabilize that charge, but this ethyl group is a kind of electron donating group. So this is not as much as stabilized as OH minus. So it comes next after this water in acid strength. Now after that you have an acetylenic group. Now look at this. Now this acetylenic group, once it donates a proton, what does it forms? It forms carbon with a negative charge and H plus. Now these acetylenes, the triple bond can also stabilize this electrons to a little extent. So this one can also act as an acid. So third one is this one. Now the last one, amines are not good bases. Amines are bases, they are not acids. If they donate a proton, that will destabilize amine group. So it is not a good acid, it comes at the end. So the first one is water. What is the option? R. And then ethanol, that is P. And then acetylene, that is Q. So this is the right order. See, all these are concept based questions and you need to understand once. Once you understand it, you can answer any kind of question. So answer is this one. Moving to the next one. Now look at this. Pyridine is more basic than pyrrole. This is due to. Now we need to understand the structures of pyridine and pyrrole. Pyridine, a 6-membered ring. This is what is pyridine is. Now pyrrole, a 5-membered ring with nitrogen. Now but there are basic differences are there. Now when you see this one, see pyridine, pyrrole, both of them are aromatic. Now the delocalized electrons are present inside this ring, and in pyridine, the 3 bonds with 6 electrons will be delocalized inside the ring, but this nitrogen lone pair electrons are not involved in delocalization. Whereas in case of pyrrole, the nitrogen lone pair of electrons are involved in delocalization. So all the 6 electrons, these 2 double bonds, 4 electrons, and nitrogen lone pair will be involved, and that is what gives a delocalized bond. This is how the electrons will be circulating. So nitrogen do not have availability of lone pair of electrons. What it has to do with basicity? This is according to Lewis theory. According to Lewis theory, electron pair donor is a base. Electron pair donor is base. Now when you see this pyridine, it has got availability of electron pair, so it can act as a base. But whereas in pyrrole, the electron pair is not available. It is inside the ring participating in delocalization. So it cannot act as a base. Now, so this is the question. Pyridine is more basic than pyrrole. This is due to lone pair of electrons or nitrogen in pyrrole are localized. This is true, but this is not the reason. Lone pair of electrons or nitrogen in pyridine is localized. Now understand this thing. See, lone pair of electrons or nitrogen in pyrrole is localized. No, they are not localized, they are delocalized. Delocalized means they are revolving. This is what happens. So this is not true. But lone pair of electrons or nitrogen in pyridine is localized. That means they are present at the nitrogen itself. If they are present on the nitrogen, they can donate it and act as a base. So the option B is correct. So again, this is concept based question based on acid base theory. So remaining things you don't need to consider at all. This is the correct answer. Lone pair of electrons on nitrogen in pyridine are localized. So they are not delocalized. So they are available with nitrogen and act as a base. Moving to the next one. Now, this is also important. Which heterocycles is more aromatic among pyrrole, furan, thiophene? Now let us understand this. Let me draw the structures of all of them. See, thiophene is sulfur containing one, right? And then pyrrole, a nitrogen containing heterocyclic ring, and then furan, oxygen containing heterocyclic ring. Now the important thing is all of them has got this lone pair of electrons which are involved in delocalization. Now when you talk about aromaticity, the aromatic strength is increased when delocalization is increased. What do you mean by delocalization? Delocalization means the electrons should involve inside the ring and they should be freely delocalized in the ring. See, localized means electrons are only present at the atom. Delocalized means they are not present at the atom. These two electrons are revolving inside. The same thing happens with all of them. These inside electrons will be revolving inside, hence they are considered as delocalized electrons. Now, so the more the delocalization, more the aromaticity. When it has got more delocalization when the atom can easily release the electrons. Now the releasing ability of atom is based on electronegativity. When you see oxygen electronegativity is 3.44. Nitrogen electronegativity is 3. Whereas sulfur electronegativity is 2.44. Now what does it mean? If an atom has got more electronegativity, it will withhold the electrons with itself. So in furan, delocalization is not very high because oxygen will try to withhold those two electrons with itself. So delocalization is not that much great. Nitrogen, it is better than oxygen, like better than furan, but still it participates in delocalization. In case of sulfur, the lowest electronegative among all of them, so it is readily releases its electrons for delocalization. So more delocalization will be there with thiophene and it indirectly increases aromaticity. So which heterocyclic among this is more aromatic? It is thiophene. Why? It is because of electronegativities. So remember this is a good concept. Moving to the next one. Now see, again, 5-membered heteroaromatic compounds show a much higher rate of electrophilic aromatic substitution reactions than 6-membered ones. This is due to which of the following reasons? Now let us understand about this one. So we are talking about electrophilic aromatic substitution. Electrophile means a species which go towards electrons or negative charge. So it will have a positive charge. So this positive charge will go and attack the ring because the rings has got electrons. So positive negative interaction occurs. Now when you see the 5-membered and 6-membered ring, look at this. I have taken the examples of pyridine and pyrrole. Now pyridine is a ring made up of 6 atoms, right? Now when it is attacking, it attacks these pi electrons. How many pi electrons are there inside the ring? A bond is made up of 2 electrons. 2 plus 2 plus 2. 6 electrons are there. So in pyridine, 6 atoms are sharing 6 electrons. Whereas in pyrrole, the ring is made up of 5 atoms. This is a 5-membered ring. But how many electrons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. And all of them involved in aromaticity. So totally 6 electrons are involved inside the ring. So when electrophilic aromatic substitution occurs, the electrons are attacked. Now look at them. In case of 6-membered ring, 6 atoms are sharing 6 electrons. So every atom has got 1 electron availability is there. In case of 5-membered rings, 5 atoms are sharing 6 electrons. So every atom has got more than 1 electron availability. If more electron availability is there, electrophilic aromatic substitution occurs easily. So that is what is the question about. So the question asks, electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction is much higher rate in 5-membered rings than 6-membered. Why? The reason is 5-membered heteroaromatic compounds have higher circulating electrode density in the ring than 6-membered ring. Bingo, this is what is answer. In 6-membered ring, 1 atom to 1 electron. In 5-membered ring, more than 1 electron to 1 atom, and this is what is the answer. Again, this is a good concept which will test about reaction mechanisms. Right? So the answer is this one. More electron density in 5-membered rings. Moving to the next one. Now, Choose the correct statement for writing the sequence of amino acids in a polypeptide. Now let us understand this one. So when you write about amino acids has got an amine group, an R group, and an acid group, COOH. Right? Two amino acids combine and form peptide bond, and the amino acid chain length increases. Now see, what happens is the hydroxy group of carboxylic acid and this amine hydrogen will come out as water, and there it forms a peptide bond. Now when you see the peptide bond, look at this. This is what is a peptide bond is. So this is how a peptide bond occurs. Now while writing the structures of amino acids, you need to follow the same pattern. On the left hand side you have an amine group, on the right hand end you have an acid group. This is how we need to write when you write about polypeptides. So that is what is the question is about. Choose the correct statement for writing the sequence of amino acids. Now amino terminal is to be written on the left hand side like this, while carboxylic terminal is to be written on the right hand side like this. So this is what is the standard writing pattern, and the option A is the correct answer. Remember all these things, they are very important things. Moving to the next one. Now alkenes show typical electrophilic addition reaction. Now let us understand this. This is an alkene. Let's say you have R groups are there. Now alkenes has got electron density is there. So what happens, an electrophilic species, a species which likes electrons, will go and attack and addition occurs. This is what is a typical reaction, electrophilic addition reaction. Now the question is, if an electron withdrawing group is attached to one of the carbons bearing the double bond, what will happen to the mechanism of addition reaction? Now imagine, see the question asks about, imagine this carbon has got an electron withdrawing group attached here, electron withdrawing group attached here. What is the nature of electron withdrawing group? It withdraws electrons to here. So what happens? Electron density increases. So what happens with that? Electrophilic addition reaction occurs even faster way because electronic concentration is increased. So this species needs electrons. It immediately comes and attacks here. So what is the effect of attaching an electron withdrawing group? It remains electrophilic. See this carbon with a negative charge is looking for an electrophile. So it remains electrophilic. So this is the answer. See, all these things are concept based. You just need to apply the thought. Think about the mechanism. Read the question properly. You can answer it easily. So the answer is it remains electrophilic. Moving to the next one. A carbocation will not show one of the following property. Choose that. See, carbocation, I have given the properties of carbocation here, but let me write one carbocation structure here. So a carbon with a positively charged is what is called as carbocation. Now let us understand one by one. See this. Let me come from the bottom. A carbocation can abstract a hydride ion to form alkane. Hydride means a hydrogen species with electrons. See, proton means without any electron. 2 electrons is called as hydride. See, carbocations has got a positive charge. So this positive charge can take up these electrons from here, and what happens? It turns out to be an alkane. It becomes an alkane. See, this proton with electrons come here and attaches. What happens to the structure? It has become an alkane. So true, this is correct. The question asks about will not show one of the property. No, this property is shown here, so this is correct. Now coming to the next one, combine with a negative ion. Now look at this. Carbocation can trap a nucleophile. Nucleophile is nothing but a negative ion. It combines with a negative ion and gives this product. So this is also true. It can combine with a negative ion. Now eliminate a proton to afford an alkene. Look at this, what is happening. See, it can eliminate a proton and forms this alkene. Eliminate a proton and forms this alkene. So this is also true. This can also happen. What will not happen? Accept an electron to give a carbene. No, it will not happen. Carbene is this kind of species. See, carbene is neutral. This is what is a typical carbene is, which has got around 6 electrons surrounding it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons are surrounding it. And because the standard rule is all the species are looking for octet or 8 electrons. This will be very reactive. Carbon is very reactive because it has got only 6 electrons. It is looking for 2 more electrons. But carbocations will never accept an electron and become like this. No, this is not a possibility. So this is what is not shown by carbocations. So the option A is correct. Moving to the next one. Now this is also an important one. Look at this. Aprotic polar solvents increase the rate of SN2 reaction manyfold. Enhancement in the rate of such reaction is due to which one of the following effects? Well, let us understand. See, SN2, a typical SN2 reaction is this one. The reason why it is called as bimolecular substitution nucleophilic is, see, in the rate determining step, these two are involved. A substrate with a leaving group, the leaving group comes out and a nucleophile attacks. Both the steps will take place and this is the transition phase, and finally you get the product like this, right? Now let us understand the dynamics. See, you have a nucleophile here, a nucleophile with a negative charge. Now what is the question about? Aprotic polar solvent favors. What do you mean by aprotic polar solvent? Look at this. There is something called as dimethyl sulfoxide. Now this dimethyl sulfoxide, oxygen pulls the electrons and it gets a negative charge like this with methyl groups. So this one is generating a charge. So this is a polar solvent. But does it has got a proton? No proton is there. So these are called as aprotic polar solvent. Similarly, acetylene, similarly acetone also aprotic polar solvent. Polar means they can generate a charge, O minus, but proton is not there. Why this is essential? Why it has to be aprotic? If proton is there, the proton can combine with nucleophile and reduces the reacting capability of nucleophile. This is dangerous. That is the reason why you have to use only aprotic polar solvent. Why polar solvent? The transition state has got charge development. See, when nucleophile is leaving here, it generates a kind of positive charge. So positive charge species will be stable when there is a polar solvent is there. Now you need to identify these things. Now look at this. Solvation of cation by the solvent. So this is what is leaving group. When it is going, a positive charge cation is there. This will be stabilized by polar solvent. This is what is required. Leaving the anion unaffected. This is anion. Nucleophile negative charge is anion. It will not get affected, should not get affected. If it is getting affected, the reaction rate goes down. So this is the answer. See, this is again a concept based question. You need to think clearly and apply your thought process. The important thing is anion should not be affected. This is what is there. If it is getting affected, the reaction rate falls down. So why the reaction increases manifold? Because it is not getting affected, and for that you need to use aprotic polar solvent. So the option D is correct one. Moving to the next one. Now determine the correctness or otherwise of the following assertion and reason. See, some time ago in GPAT these kind of questions used to be there. Just you need to read clearly and understand them. See, quaternary ammonium phase transfer catalyst can enhance the rate of nucleophilic aliphatic substitution reactions in biphasic system with water soluble nucleophiles. So they say that this quaternary ammonium salts will increase the rate of reaction in nucleophilic substitution reactions. Reason is quaternary ammonium compounds are highly polar, true, positively charged, true, water soluble. When there is a charge, they are water soluble. Every statement is correct. So both of them are correct. So both A and R, both of them are true, and R is the correct reason for A. So this is the reason for increasing rate of reaction. Bingo, this is the correct one. So you need to understand the statements properly, then you can answer it. Moving to the next one. Now, in nucleophilic aliphatic substitution reaction, arrange the following leaving groups in decreasing order of their leaving capacity. Again, see, both the reactions need a very good substrate with good leaving group. This is, here I have given SN2, even SN1 needs a very good substrate with a good leaving group. So leaving group ability will determine rate of reaction. Now look at this. So these kind of groups are poor leaving groups. When you convert this into sulfonate esters, they become very good leaving group. Why? Once they leave it, they form this kind of sulfonyl species. And the sulfonyl species, the oxygen can be stabilized over all entire this compound. The reason is oxygen pulls these electrons, so these electrons can be shared on this sulfur, so the electron can get delocalized over all this place, and that is what gives stability. So converting to good leaving group is possible with sulfonate esters. If toluene is attached, it becomes tosylate. If methyl group is attached, it is mesylate. If 4-bromophenyl group is attached, it is called as brosylate. Now this brosyl is very good leaving group, because see again bromine is a good electron withdrawing group, so the electron distribution is very good in case of this one. So out of all these leaving group, the best one is brosyl 1. After that comes methyl. What is this methyl? This one, sulfonyl esters are very good leaving group. And then chloro as such is a very good electron withdrawing group, and then hydroxyl group. So what is the first one? First one is brosyl, and then methyl, and then chloro, and then hydroxy. So the order is PSRQ. So the option B is correct. Again a concept based question. Moving to the next one. This is the last one, which are, see, for nucleophilic substitution reactions I have made a special video regarding nucleophilic substitution reactions. Please refer to that video for detailed mechanisms. Similarly, for elimination reactions also I have made a separate video for these elimination reactions. Please refer that for detailed mechanism. Now choose the false statement for E2 mechanism in elimination reactions. Now let us understand this one. What is E2? See, a nucleophile abstracts a proton and a leaving group goes away, and it results in the formation of an alkene. This is what happens with this one. Now we need to understand one by one. See, let us see one by one. First let us see about this option. The reactions show a large hydrogen isotope effect. What do you mean by that? Hydrogen isotope is deuterium. So the statement says instead of hydrogen, if you have a deuterium, it shows a large isotope effect, means the reaction rate is very much reduced. That is what is meant by large isotope effect. Why it is getting reduced? Because there is a difference in hydrogen and deuterium. So it changes the rate of reaction, and that is what is known as hydrogen isotope effect. Why it is getting changed? Because in rate determining step, both the steps are involved. Abstraction of a proton, leaving of leaving group, both of them are involved, and this proton is replaced with deuterium. It affects the rate of reaction. So this is true. The question is about which one is false. So this is eliminated. Second one, the reaction shows a large element effect. Same thing as hydrogen, you have this leaving group is there, element, chlorine, bromine, anything can be there. See, bromine is a very good leaving group, chlorine is little less leaving group than bromine. So when you replace bromine with chlorine, it reduces rate of reaction. That is what is large elemental effect is. So this is also true. Now these reactions are not accompanied by hydrogen exchange. This is true. Why? Let us understand this. See, in E2 reaction, both the steps occur simultaneously. Whereas in E1, initially a proton may go off and results in proton exchange. In E1 only proton exchange or proton rearrangement occurs. But E2, no proton exchange occurs, because the proton grows away, leaving group comes out, and immediately it forms an alkene. No exchange occurs. So they are not accompanied by hydrogen exchange. Yes, this is true. Then what is wrong? These reactions are accompanied by rearrangements. No rearrangement occurs because it is a concerted reactions. Leaving of proton and leaving group immediately forming a double bond occurs. No rearrangement occurs. So the option A is the correct one. As I told you, for further details, please refer to my videos on elimination reaction. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, do share and subscribe.